Well, hi there. Warm welcome. You're watching Blueprint Explosive Exclusive, and I'm Meghna Deka. Well, viewers, in a democracy, we are all bound by the same law. Whether it's a common man or an elected representative or even a government official. But can power and money give you immunity from law? Well, let's tell you why some, and this includes the Congress party, are saying so. There are two instances there on your screens. One common thread of VVIP, especially VVIP brats, who think that they can get away with anything with Papa's support. On one hand, you have the son of a then union minister caught on camera thrashing a public servant with a bat, and yet he gets an acquittal because the case couldn't be proved against him. In the other video, you can see a VIP brat's car causing a pile-up, hitting 3 cars and a scooter. Let's first begin with what happened in Mumbai yesterday on your screens. Well, look at the visuals that you can see. An Audi car going on a rampage on the streets of Mumbai. It hit several vehicles at about 1 a.m. This vehicle belongs to Maharashtra BJP chief Chandrashekhar Bawankule's son, Sanket. Thankfully, there were no fatalities. There were a few injuries, though. But the visuals show you how the driver did not seem to be in control of the car. One after the other hits the first car, then the second car, then a third car, and even a scooterist while it goes on this rampage. After a complaint was filed, only 2 of the 5 occupants of this car have been arrested, and this includes the driver. But the remaining 3, those who are on the run currently, one of them is Sanket Bawankule, the son of BJP's Maharashtra chief. He, as well as 2 others, are currently on the run. Watch what the administration has to say.
ऐसा है कि उसकी पूरी जांच पुलिस कर रही है और उसमें एफआईआर भी पुलिस ने दाखिल किया हुआ है। उसके सारे तथ्य भी पुलिस ने सामने लाए हुए हैं। अब जिस प्रकार से उसके ऊपर राजनीति की जा रही है, मुझे लगता है वो गलत है। इस प्रकार से बावनकुले जी को टारगेट करने का विचार रखते हुए उसके ऊपर राजनीति करना ये ठीक नहीं है।
So some straight questions were put to the father, Chandrashekhar Bawankule. He stated that the car is indeed registered in his son's name. He, however, attempted to play it down, claiming that there was no injury which was reported despite the significant damage which was caused to multiple vehicles. Bawankule then said that the investigation should proceed without any political interference and called for a thorough review of the CCTV footage to ascertain what are the facts of the case.
माझ्या मुलाच्या नावाने ती गाडी आहे आणि पोलिसांनी पूर्ण चौकशी केली पाहिजे. कोणालाही वेगळा न्याय लावू नये आणि पोलीस इन्क्वायरीमध्ये जे जे दोषी असतील त्यावर ती कारवाई केली पाहिजे. मी कुठल्याही पोलीस यंत्रणेची आता बोललो नाही. त्यांना जे आढळेल सीसीटीव्हीमध्ये किंवा जे काही त्याच्यामध्ये गुन्हा दाखल होईल तो सर्वांसाठी न्यायासारखा असला पाहिजे. कोणी राजकारणाचा असो कोणी असो, पण मला जे वाटतं पोलिसांनी पूर्ण इन्क्वायरी केली पाहिजे, सीसीटीव्ही सर्व्हेलन्स तपासले पाहिजे आणि योग्य कारवाई केली पाहिजे. सुदैवाने या अपघातामध्ये परमेश्वराच्या कृपेने कुणालाही त्या ठिकाणी जीवितहानी किंवा काही झाली नाही. मी परमेश्वराचे आभार मानतो, पण ॲक्सिडेंट मात्र याची चौकशी झाली पाहिजे असं मला वाटतं.
Well, this is going to be a call-in show. We are inviting you, the viewers, to connect with us directly at the number which is flashing at the bottom of your screens. Give us a call and tell us, what do you think? Meanwhile, let's also, till then, tell you how the INDIA bloc has launched a scathing attack on the BJP, saying that the powerful are using pressure tactics to try and get away the son of this VVIP out of the loop. In fact, the Congress says that the Home Department is trying to shield and protect him as well. Watch this.
We know that BJP's arrogance is playing out, and BJP leaders' sons are leading that arrogance in every level. In Maharashtra, every part of India, this BJP's arrogance has been shown. And poor driver has been punished instead of those the person who is driving the car. The Maharashtra police has become one-sided, and they are able to punish those poor people only, not the real culprit who is a BJP leader's son.
यही सब है. सरकार में वहाँ हैं तो लोगों को रौंदेंगे। इसके पहले भी उत्तर प्रदेश में बीजेपी के नेता के बेटे ने क्या किया था। ये तो बीजेपी का जो है पुत्र, बीजेपी नेताओं के पुत्रों का शौक बन गया है कि आम लोगों को रौंदो गाड़ी से। ये सरकार वहाँ कर क्या रहे हैं, और डबल इंजन की सरकार है, इसी का परमिशन दिए हुए हैं।
But let's also tell you why the opposition is claiming that there's a conspiracy. The opposition has also cited the other incident that we were telling you about at the beginning of the show. This happened in Indore. Well, the incident dates back to 2019. You can see that video on your screens. 5 years after making headlines for allegedly assaulting a civic officer, former BJP MLA Akash Vijayvargiya, he is the son of the then Union Minister Kailash Vijayvargiya. He has been acquitted by a court due to lack of evidence because the prosecution failed to prove that this video on your screens is authentic. Well, besides Akash, 9 other accused in the case have also been acquitted. They are facing charges of assault and criminal intimidation. The then legislator from Indore was protesting against the demolition of a dilapidated house when this entire incident happened, where he allegedly thrashed this official. And following this, just a quick reminder, this was under the Congress regime when Kamal Nath was at office in the time. Well, a purported video of this incident, of course, went viral, the one that you can see on your screens. It led to the arrest of Akash Vijayvargiya, who was later granted bail. Congress is now calling the release a sign of new India, while BJP insists that the verdict is based on facts and questioning courts serves no purpose. Meanwhile, let me go across to our panelists. Joining us today on the show, other than our viewers, of course, Varun Singh, a political analyst, also PK Jain, a former additional DGP of Maharashtra, is joining us. Lokesh Jindal is joining us, another political analyst. I'm going to come to you first, Mr. PK Jain, because it's important for us to understand if there is indeed any collusion and cover-up in the case of Bawankule, and if his son today is being shielded in Maharashtra. Because interestingly, reports are coming in that the FIR, interestingly, does not mention Sanket, who was in the car. It does not mention the car's registration. It does not have any names of the accused in the FIR. And when they tried to shoot the car, the SUV, the Audi, which is currently in police custody, when they tried to look for it, they found that the number plates have been dismantled. It's been taken out and hidden under the seat. It doesn't mention the registration, which is indeed confirmed, is in the name of Sanket Bawankule. Is this procedure or is this some kind of a cover-up?
Meghna, good evening. This is not the procedure. The procedure is very simple. A car which is involved in the accident has to be seized. Apparently, there was plenty of time for these people to get away from the scene of crime. And then they were stopped only at the last place where they had hit another car, the last car that they hit. And they were chased and stopped and probably taken out of the car. In the meantime, these 3 persons had already alighted and scooted from there. So what is suspicious in the whole thing is that if it was a genuine accident, they should have stayed in the car and stayed with their friends or stayed with the driver. But the very fact that they left makes it a little suspicious case. But whatever it is, if the driver has admitted to his fault and he was in a drunken state, then the onus directly lies on him. The police will go strictly by the evidence. Apparently, this taking of the number plates, etc., is all tampering with the evidence, which the police will deal in their own wisdom. But see, it says, had it been a fatal case, probably it would have drawn a little more seriousness. Now it is a plain hit and run case in which maybe 2-3 persons have been injured. But then the sections of law which are applied are comparatively lighter. That's why they've been able to obtain bail at the police station level itself. It's a bailable case. And if the police does not grant bail in such cases, the courts come down very heavily on the investigating officer. So they have been granted bail. And now
so we'll come down heavily on this, Mr. PK Jain, if indeed procedure has not been followed. There are no accused. Even the car's registration is left out of the FIR. Should they be pulled up by the courts?
They should have taken up everything. They should have done it. I mean, it is a gross negligence on their part. They should have included the car's registration number. I mean, simple. If your reporter could see that the number plates are lying inside the car, there's no reason why the driver would not tell them where the registration number is.
They were caught with the car, with the registration. 3 of them managed to slip away. 2 others were caught by the enraged mob, which is why they were actually caught. Then they had to be saved by the police and hence they were caught.
That's right. So precisely, there's a goof up. The local police should have included the owner's name, the car registration number, everything should have been mentioned in the FIR. There's no reason, because FIR takes, between the incident, between these people being taken to the police station and the car being searched and all that, there's a little time gap. That gives the police a room for inquiry.
And that wouldn't be the first, and that's the problem. That wouldn't be the first that there is this kind of a shield. If common men and women like you and me would do that, perhaps the police would not be so magnanimous to leave our names out to keep the car's registration out. Lokesh Jindal, does something seem fishy? Even though there are, of course, all these voices coming in from the administration, including Devendra Fadnavis, all of them coming out and saying justice will be ensured.
Look, registration number is not an issue. Via the chassis number, the owner of the car can be traced very easily. And that is not at all an issue. Over here, the wider aspect is the political culture that is brewing in the country. Now, what has happened is there are certain people who are above law. Now, there is a certain breed of these youngsters who consider themselves above law, who are beyond the reach of law. Now, this high-ended luxury car driven by a person who is drunk in a busy street, and moreover, hits the passerbys and manages to slip as well. The person is well aware with respect to the procedure that is usually followed in a criminal act. The person is well aware as to escape from that particular site, leave no evidence, even indulge into tempering of evidence. So in all these cases, it is not something which is a negligence or something that's rarely culpable, homicide not amounting to murder. I would say it is something which involves some form of a reckless attitude, and I would say it should involve attempt to murder. It should involve a stringent punishment, and it should send out a message that no matter who you are very much within the realm of law, and if any person he takes law in his hands or indulges in such form of reckless, rash act, would be subjected to stringent punishment.
Maharashtra... I'm going to come back to you, Lokesh Jindal. I just want to state a couple of examples for you. For example, in the Mumbai hit and run case, he has a Shiv Sena son who also, the car owner and Shiv Sena Neta, Rajesh Shah, he was arrested. Rajesh Shah's son, Mihir Shah, was also arrested in the Mumbai hit and run. You have the Bengaluru assault case in which Congress MLA's son, Nalapat, if you remember, Congress MLA N.A. Harris's son, he assaulted a man. Nalapat was arrested after this outrage. Even that video had gone viral. I'm sure, Lokesh Jindal, that you'd remember. Another BJP MLA's daughter this time, Arvind Limbawali's daughter, she was caught in a rash driving case. I'm sure some of our viewers would remember. The charge that she was facing is that it was rash driving. It created ruckus with the police, after which the BJP MLA Limbawali had to come out and publicly apologize. So as I was telling you, Lokesh Jindal, this side of a problem doesn't seem to be only from one side of the ideological and the political divide. It's there very much on your side. You have the same ones which is there in Bengaluru, as well as Shiv Sena's son also involved.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we cannot have lawmakers becoming lawbreakers. When people who are representatives of the public, who are involved in legislating laws, must set an example. Many of the times we see many of the leaders not wearing seat belts and indulging into rash driving. Sometimes the drivers, they consider that because they are heading the convoy of a minister or a leader, they think that rules do not apply to them. And many of the times we have...
I couldn't agree with you there any more than what I do. The fact that there are those who think that when you have power, that when you have money, you will get immunity from the laws. Unfortunately, laws will eventually catch up with them. But we are hoping that at the initial stages itself, as has happened in the other case that we were quoting of Akash Vijayvargiya, where the opposition till date is saying that the case was compromised to such an extent that it was hard to explain it. That was also under Kamal Nath regime. But meanwhile, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us here on the show. Without a short break, don't go anywhere. We're going to return in 2 minutes.